She did acknowledge that it was a grift in the title, stating,
What?
I know it might come off as performative, talking about this at the end of Black History.
I'm gonna hit you with the cold water. If you need to buy a book on how not to be racist, you've already failed. I think you're already too far gone. What the fuck? Sunny V2 makes these really great videos on a bunch of different topics that I always find interesting. Lil Xan was a rapper, I guess. I don't know if he does it anymore, but Lil Xan's biggest claim to fame was he was a guy who almost died from overdosing on Flaming Hot Cheetos. I remember he got sent to the emergency room because of eating too many Flaming Hot Cheetos, and that changed the way I approach snacks forever. So we have quite a few here that I've stockpiled, because I think all of these are pretty interesting. I don't know OnlyJayus though, but I was talking to Sunny like a month or so ago, and he has been blowing up, and this OnlyJayus one went wild. So I'm assuming OnlyJayus must be a pretty big creator that did some fucked up shit. So I figured this would be fun to learn about, a little internet drama. I'm gonna go say goodnight to Tiana real quick. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Alright, let's ride.
In my past, I said disgusting things to people, and I am so ashamed of myself for using racist rhetoric, and I am so sorry to everyone, but especially to those in the black community, because only you guys can forgive me for this.
One of the worst I've ever seen. She definitely took notes from the other crappy
ones.
That
was the apology video?
A YouTube comment described OnlyJayus' public apology following just one of her numerous different TikTok controversies. This is what makes OnlyJayus' story unique. Despite having incredibly uncontroversial content,
if you're at a house party and you got a drink in your hand, don't hold it up here by your chest. Try to hold it more down towards your hip. This will make you seem more open and confident, and people will be more willing to come up and talk to you.
She's found—
Not true. You could just be a giant fucking loser and you could put that beer bottle up your butthole. It's not gonna help. So bad advice. Stop giving people false hope. You might just suck. And you have to accept that.
herself in a big scandal on the political TikTok battlefield every couple of months for the last 3 years.
At this point, people of color should not be following OnlyJayus.
Why is OnlyJayus more prone to getting involved in these types of controversies? Is it something to do with how she responds to those critical of her?
I barely text my family back, and I just had to move apartments because my address got leaked, and you're gonna throw a fit because I didn't make you my priority?
After a petition to ban OnlyJayus from TikTok garnered over 400,000 signatures, it'd be safe to say that she's a contender for the platform's most hated creator.
Did the petition work? Petitions have always, like, historically been incredibly effective. So I'm assuming that, let's see how we're looking. She's gone up 4,200,000, or nope, exactly 4 million followers. Bro, these petitions are so not bad. Looking good.
And while such a title seems unfair without any further information or knowledge, as we go through explaining how this hatred came to be, the reason for this title will become blatantly obvious, and it all began with a tweet made by OnlyJayus on the 9th of April 2020, just 12 months after she began posting videos to the website. I constantly feel like nobody actually likes me, so when I see thousands of hate comments saying, yeah, I never liked OnlyJayus, she's so annoying, Jayus seems like a horrible person, that pushed me to the edge. The harsh and possibly even backwards reality of life is that those who acknowledge and complain about hate only end up receiving
You won't like
hate.
me when
In the
I'm
beginning, OnlyJayus likely received a pretty standard amount of negative feedback, owing to maybe a slightly annoying delivery as she mentioned in her tweet. The problem that OnlyJayus had was that she really struggled to ignore criticism, and always seemed to give way too much attention to any situation in which there was some kind of negative sentiment against her name. It's got to be a running theme throughout this whole video, but it started with her simple inability to ignore basic negative comments, such as, yeah, I never liked OnlyJayus, which is a pretty tame comment, giving her a foundational reputation as someone who would crack if you simply applied enough pressure. 3 months later, this reputation as a creator who would respond to negative criticism would continue after OnlyJayus discovered that another creator by the name of The Jonathan Moss had been copying some of her videos word for word.
Did you know that your birth month actually has a huge effect on who you are as a person and the things that could possibly happen to you?
Yo, did you know that your birth month actually has a huge effect on you and the things that can happen to you in your life?
People born in March are way more likely to have asthma, and I can actually speak to this one because my little sister, the only one born in March, has asthma.
What the fuck are you talking about? What? Is that real? Like, these are things she actually believes in? Or is this like some kind of TikTok meme I don't understand? Who the fuck actually believes that? Why do people just like want to disregard basic reasoning. Jesus Christ. Astrology is one thing, like it's harmless. Like you can believe in astrology, it doesn't really matter or whatever. Like zodiacs dictate who you fall in love with, what or whatever, your lottery numbers, it doesn't matter, it's harmless. But do people parade it around as like actual real things? Like your birth month changes you? Or has an effect on your life? There's no way people actually like believe in that shit. God damn, that's crazy. What the fuck? Damn.
In March are actually more likely to have asthma. And I can speak to that because my cousin, the only person born in March, has asthma.
OnlyJayus would respond to the copied videos in a tweet reading, TikTok creators should be called out when they copy other TikTok creators' videos word for word, alongside a video calling out the Jonathan Moss directly. Jonathan responded by stating that he'd simply found the information on Google, and as a result, OnlyJayus was berated and mocked by her audience, with them stating that she was in the wrong for copying the information from Google. This information is from a website. Why are you copying a copier? Copied from Google, then complains when others do the same. Which Business Insider article is this from? There was clearly a bit of an injustice being done here. To state that her information was invalid because it was found on Google has got to be one of the dumbest arguments ever made. What did they expect her to do? Find some old 1850s foundational manuscript covered in dust at the National Library and take her facts from there? Jonathan Moss had clearly copied her videos word for word after OnlyJayus had posted them originally, meaning there was no doubt about who copied who. However, OnlyJayus was still painted as being in the wrong for one simple reason. They knew they could get a reaction out of her if they simply applied enough pressure, which they eventually would. After receiving hundreds of negative comments on her response, OnlyJayus would take to Reddit stating, he said that he found it on Google, which I mean he did, but only after watching my video. I'm now getting a huge amount of hate, people saying I'm lying. I copied Google too, I'm problematic, I should be cancelled, etc. I have a hard time dealing with the negativity. I still don't know what to do. I don't think I've done anything wrong. Maybe you do, but honestly, I don't see it.
What are they talking about? It's not even like real anything. It's fucking nonsense. What is... You got this information from a Google source. Oh my god. Holy shit, yeah, it's like a full-blown Reddit post. Nice. Man, TikTok is just like its own little ecosystem of degeneracy. Oh, wild.
On her response, OnlyJayus would take to Reddit stating, he said that he found it on Google, which I mean he did, but only after watching my video. I'm now getting a huge amount of hate, people dealing with the negativity. I still don't know what to do. I don't think I've done anything wrong. Maybe you do, but honestly, I don't see it. And to reiterate the point from earlier, complaining about hate doesn't make it go away, but rather amplifies it, as the audience will look for increasingly petty things to berate you for. With this in mind, it's barely surprising to find out that approximately 6 months later, an old message will be dug up in which OnlyJayus had said the N-word, taking center stage as her brand colossal-sized controversy.
I love you no matter your sex. What the fuck was that? What is... Oh, yuck. Uh-oh. All about sucking up to Luna. Is that like astrology or something? Ooh, the abortion didn't work. Oh boy, she's really going full-blown Xbox Live here, even dropping the racism. Oh my, this is outrageous. On TikTok, oh come on now. This was a heated gamer message. Shit got crazy. She went fucking insano style. I wonder what the controversy was. Like, what sparked this message? Explain how I'm sucking up to Luna. Maybe, like, fanfic or something, maybe? I don't know.
I love you no matter your sex, your gender, your sexuality, your faith, or your race.
I guess that didn't age well, because this you at the bottom calling someone the hard ER, a word used to oppress black people. That's why I don't trust people with savior complexes, bro. I feel like it's always a second agenda behind what you do. If you say it's 2 to 3 years old, you were 20 years old when you said it. The other day, Addison was canceled for old BLM tweets from 2016. Let's see if everyone keeps the same energy. You're a role model to 10 million people, bro. I hope things get better, and I hope you educate.
How did she respond, I wonder?
There were a couple of comments in support of OnlyJayus, however, as a whole, and understandably, the response was mostly negative. All these white people saying, it happened 4 years ago. Literally, it doesn't matter. She did it and needs to take responsibility. The hard ER, she's done. And at OnlyJayus, you got caught in 4K. The best way that Jayus could have responded to this expose would have either been no response at all, or a short, cool,
oh my god, she's in a Rolls Royce.
Post.
Is this where she did her apology video? This is a Rolls Royce, right? They're the only ones that do this Starlight thing, right? So she was born rich? That's nuts. It's not a Royce? I thought they had a patent on this. We watched the whole video on the dog shit Rolls Royce does. I thought they had the literal patent on being able to do this in the interior of a car. Oh, it's a filter. Now I sound like an idiot. It's not a filter, it's a custom It's a custom Mercedes. It's a custom Mercedes top. Okay, I see. Alright, maybe I'm misremembering the video, but I remember Rolls-Royce made a huge deal about their ability to put stars in the roof of the interior and them being the only ones allowed to do it. They had if I remember correctly, they have a full-time star guy. His whole job is putting stars that light up in the roof of Rolls-Royces. I'm pretty sure they must have some kind of patent or like a stranglehold on the technology. They have one designated Grandmaster Star Lord for their vehicles.
Or video. Alternatively, she could have thrown a real curveball and simply said, "I'm not sorry," which would have actually been respectable, but she did this it's 100 times harder than simply getting in front of the camera and blurting out some pre-written stupid script with the goal of suppressing the criticism in the short term. However, with a track record like OnlyJayus, obviously she did none of these, and rather posted a long, emotionally charged, scripted, generic social media apology, which felt as though it was designed to trick the audience into coming away with a specific feeling, as is usually the case with these types of public apologies.
And there is no excuse, and there are no justifications for what I said, and you guys deserve better. And when I first saw the screenshots, I didn't even think that they were real because I forgot how hateful and how angry of a person I used to be.
Another YouTuber slash TikToker by the name of Papa Gut, who spoke to Jayus on the phone prior to the apology, thought that the intentions were sincere and that the apology was simply delivered poorly.
I actually had a conversation, a private phone call conversation with Jayus about this situation. She seemed pretty sincere about how sorry she was. Again,
well,
like
I imagine she would be.
Mystic.
You literally hit us with a Playboy Cardi album. All that suspense just for it to be trash. The worst insult you could tell somebody was liking black people. Wow.
With the scandal being shared across every platform imaginable.
Was that in her apology video? Alright, let me just look at the apology video. Hold on, let's get caught up to speed here. Alright, I don't like not knowing exactly everything that's happened here. Well, no, I'm assuming it was longer. She had two, and Sunny was just showing clips. I'm assuming it's this one.
In my past, I said disgusting things to people, and I am so ashamed of myself for using racist rhetoric and derogatory language to hurt others.
Oh, it was in the message text. Oh, I thought it was in the video.
And I understood the power behind it, but
gotcha,
I said it anyway because it was the meanest thing that I could think of, and I am so sorry to everyone, but especially to those in the black community because only you guys can forgive me for this, and there is no excuse, and there are no justifications for what I said, and you guys deserve better. And when I first saw the screenshots, I didn't even think that they were real because I forgot how hateful and how angry of a person I used to be. And
why aren't you crying? And where's your dog?
Knowing that I said those things. I know that my words hurt people, and I know that my words have consequences.
Well, not really. The consequences were 4 million new followers, actually.
But I am so deeply
sorry. Seemed to walk away pretty strong.
For all the pain that I've caused.
As well as a Netflix podcast she'd been hosting by the name of Know-It-All. At Tinder, this is what your walking ad is saying. She has a Netflix podcast. Everyone needs to tag at Netflix.
Netflix has cut ties with Jayus. Big dubs.
OnlyJayus was clearly feeling the pressure, and understandably wanted to make things right with her audience. So she'd end the apology by stating that she wanted to
share my platform with some amazing black creators who are going to tell their story to try and educate others on the trauma that happens when we use this kind of language.
Which would eventually result in her and another African-American content creator by the name of Aunt Karen agreeing to collaborate on OnlyJayus' channel. In addition to this, 2 weeks after the apology, OnlyJayus would go to the effort of posting a video talking about how she had read a book on anti-racism.
The first book that I decided to pick up was How to Be Anti-Racist by Dr. Ibram Kendi.
What?
And this will push readers that think that they're not racist into being something better.
To her credit, she did acknowledge that it was a grift in the title stating, "What? I know it might come off as performative, talking about this at the end of Black History."
I'm gonna hit you with the cold water. If you need to buy a book on how not to be racist, you've already failed. I think you're already too far gone. What the fuck? Hey guys, I just picked up this book on why murder isn't awesome, and it was a real eye-opener for me. Like, it made some points that I never even really stopped to consider, and I think if any of you are considering murder, you might want to check out this book. Like, it really might steer you in the other direction.
Month, but I'm trying to just educate myself and use my platform for good. However, her audience wasn't buying any of the lies. I bet after this video she just tossed the book like it's nothing. That seems like an amazing book for you, but I think you missed some pages. Maybe you missed a few chapters, read it again. But hey, at least she was still in the process of sharing her platform with some other black content creators as she promised, right? Well, no.
So this message is for you, OnlyJayus, after your whole N-word debacle. Said you want to collaborate with me. We email and suddenly you've dropped off the face of the earth. Are black people just tokens for you to use when you're ready to play? If you were really truly sorry about what you said, you would not have lied and said you were going to do something you clearly aren't trying to do.
The TikTok essentially outlined that after agreeing to collaborate, OnlyJayus would ghost this creator by the name of Aunt Karen once everyone had forgotten about the drama. Now, to OnlyJayus' credit, Aunt Karen's callout was even more pathetic than Jayus' original apology, because setting up a collaboration with another creator can be incredibly difficult. There's always problems relating to difference in content style, difference in schedule, difference in time zones, the problem of coming up with
well, then don't say you're gonna do it.
Both audiences, what part of the script do
I disagree with that statement,
etc., etc.
I still think Jayus is the worst one here.
The callout was, because OnlyJayus ghosted me, she's therefore a racist.
Why not just be racist? Just say you're racist.
Now, maybe there was some racism involved in the decision. Who knows? But it's still a lazy, low-hanging fruit argument designed to create drama out of the highly likely reality being that collaborations are just incredibly difficult to set up successfully. In addition to this, a feature on OnlyJayus' page with over 10 million followers is going to cost a brand probably hundreds of thousands of dollars, and despite OnlyJayus offering one of these spots to Aunt Karen for free, Aunt Karen still seemed to narcissistically think that she was the one providing OnlyJayus with the opportunity.
I really gave you an opportunity.
So I am sorry for basically ghosting you. I didn't mean to do that. I just have a very chaotic schedule and ADHD on top of that, so I genuinely just forgot. And it wasn't me trying to ignore you. You could have just hit me up again, but instead you decided to go public and try to add public pressure onto me, and that's not cool, so I don't want to collaborate.
Which will once again receive a response from Aunt Karen, explaining that she had emailed OnlyJayus multiple times with no reply.
You're gonna put it on me? In your voicemail, you said I should have emailed you again.
Viral
April 4th,
Nation?
I emailed you. How many times
that sounds like
do
a
you
scam.
expect me to message you, waiting on you to continuously ghost me?
Now, OnlyJayus probably could have left it at that, and the drama would have been over within 4 weeks. However, as Papa Gut said most accurately,
for whatever reason, Jayus doesn't know how to just stop. Like, when somebody criticizes Jayus responds, and that's the worst thing.
And in classic OnlyJayus fashion, she'd post another emotionally charged response to the drama.
Today's episode of What Are People Mad at Me For Now? Not checking my emails in a timely manner. I wish I was joking. I forgot to respond to an email from this creator that wanted to collab with me, and you know, instead of just like hitting me up again, they made 7 videos about it. Can you please leave me the f alone? I have a diet.
This is like a Chris Farley sketch.
That makes me forget things.
I couldn't check my email because I was living in a van down by the river
for days. I procrastinate sleep.
We mentioned earlier that the more attention OnlyJayus gave to each of these scandals, the more she'd be held accountable for increasingly petty incidents. Well, after this explosive response, the things that her audience would call her out on were taken to the absolute extreme. For example, she would post this video.
You can get your letters delivered for free without any postage if you just put where you want it to go on the return address instead of where it's actually supposed to be.
Which would get the post office activists involved with comments such as, yes, please encourage people to do activities that cause the already failing post office to lose more money. Or when she posted this video saying nothing more than what degree she did.
So I got my college degrees in math and computer science, which means that I was never really good at writing.
To receive comments such as, I thought you would have majored in saying slur sciences. However, it eventually got to the point where OnlyJayus couldn't even make jokes anymore without being cancelled. Seriously. On the 23rd of May 2021, OnlyJayus would post the following video.
If a service dog ever approaches you but they're alone, that means that their owner's in trouble and they probably can't move, so you should follow him, because you'll get a free wallet.
It was clearly a light-hearted joke, summed up in comments such as, she probably said the wallet thing to lighten the mood of something bad. Obviously, she wouldn't take a wallet and probably knew that most people would. Bro, do people get this as a joke? Y'all are so sensitive. However, the rest of her audience simply saw yet another opportunity to put OnlyJayus through another period of hardship. Can't believe this is still up. It's obvious that it's a joke, but some people may still do it. It could start a trend. What you post on the internet reaches so many people, and some of those people—
What are you talking about? How often is a service dog going to be approaching people and lead them to someone who is injured? That surely can't be such a frequent occurrence that it could start a trend on TikTok. What in the fuck is going on over there? Like, it's not a good joke or anything. Like, it's just a pretty generic one. It's like something that your grandpa would send you in like an old email chain. But like, why are they pretending like it's somehow like a terrible thing? It's like, oh my god, someone might actually do this. I see a service dog like once every 6 months, maybe.
inconsiderate or apathetic towards others and do something wrong as a joke that highly affects another person. Take some YouTube and TikTok prank channels for example.
When is it going to be enough to say OnlyJayus is not a good creator, should not be followed, and should not be listened to? My child, they are a service dog user. This is not a kind of joke you want to be putting out there. It's not funny to anybody who uses a service dog.
With all this in mind, the petition with over 400,000 signatures to have OnlyJayus banned is barely a surprise. She dug herself into a hole by displaying an inability to switch off from the audience after being involved in scandal after scandal after scandal. Sometimes criticism from the audience is genuine and can be spotted easily because it's worded in a constructive way, but a lot of the time, without them even realizing it, people write mean or critical things just to see if you're the type of person to crack, respond, or apologize, as has been the case throughout OnlyJayus' entire TikTok career. She's been tested over and over and over, yet has been unable to switch off and let things go whenever she's been put under pressure. As an end result, there's not only a
seems like she's only done 2 apology videos. I thought it was gonna be a lot more. That was interesting. I never heard of any of that. Let's see how so she's gone up 4 million subscribers since this video. So she's doing pretty well on that front, or followers. So she's doing well there. Yeah, she's doing just fine on TikTok. I know she's big on YouTube too, so let's see how that's going. Yeah. Seems like everything's on the up and up. Think about it. I'll check this out real quick. I'm not gonna watch the whole thing. Unless it's fucking amazing. So is this an MMO or what is it? I don't really know too much about the project. I know it's been in development for like 20 years.
Welcome to Hogwarts Legacy.
Single-player RPG.
You're a new student at the famed School of Witchcraft and Wizardry with a unique ability to manipulate powerful ancient magic hidden in the wizarding world. You'll need to uncover what's behind the return of this forgotten magic and who is seeking to harness it to destroy wizard kind, as you may be the one that decides the fate of the entire wizarding world.
Swift in the
Gryffindor,
this is so adorable.
Ravenclaw, or Slytherin. After you settle into your dormitory, you will meet up with your housemates in the Commons, Defense Against the Dark Arts, Herbology, and
so it's like an actual school simulator. Fuck, it sounds miserable. I don't miss school at all.
Crucial year in your
it's like
education
Bully.
on the art of charm work, but I am confident.
I love
you
Bully.
will take hold with the passion and rigor requisite of such a challenge.
Now you do parcel tongue. Fuck them up.
You may begin.
Trash. Wow, this guy's getting wrecked. What the fuck? You just go AFK?
Potions is one of the most challenging and hazardous subjects taught at this school.
Here you'll meet your professors and learn to cast spells, grow magical plants, brew potions, and more. In between classes, you'll be able to explore the castle famous for its secrets.
So far, this doesn't really look like a game I'd really like.
Dungeons and secret passageways.
I'm not like the biggest Harry Potter fan. I mean, I think it's kind of, like the movies are kind of
as well as challenging puzzles that will require magical skill and a clever mind to solve.
This feels like a game they'd have in like the waiting line at Universal Studios Harry Potter World.
It's the late 1800s, so while the common rooms and classes may be familiar, most of your professors will not be. However, you may recognize a few faces.
Nearly a headless Nick.
Join the headless hunt, I'll be right there with them. This offering is sure to win them over.
Don't forget why I'm here, sir.
Sparrow.
Opportunity.
I mean, for Harry Potter fans, this looks amazing. This is such a long trailer. Yeah, it's like 14 minutes. I'm not gonna watch the whole thing. Like I said, Harry Potter movies are fun, but it's not like I'm a Harry Potter fanatic.
Including
I'll play it. I play every new game.
Counterattack.
Well, that guy's just straight up dead.
Chops, allowing you to follow up with extended spell combinations. Slam with Descendo.
Nice.
Roast with Incendio. Devastate your enemies using various finishes. You can even use the mysterious, powerful magic your professors do not understand to obliterate
Man, fuck that goblin in particular, I guess.
Mixing and matching dozens of spells will let you define your combat style.
I mean, it looks fine. I'm gonna give it a try when it comes out. But again, I'm not like a massive... Maybe I won't appreciate the classroom simulator aspect. Gameplay looks pretty fun. Yeah, we'll watch these two in a minute. There was one more I wanted to see and I forgot. Oh yeah, the Kenobi trailer. I don't think I've seen the trailer. I just saw a lot of people talking about it and sharing clips. More sand, let's go. It really does feel like they just have one set. And it really gets a workout.
Stay hidden.
I used to be such a huge Ewan McGregor fan until I read a fucking Reddit post about his like traveling on motorcycle series, where in like the recent episode, his wife really wasn't a part of it because he left his wife for a younger woman, just abandoned his whole family for new pussy.
Jedi
made me so sad because I loved Ewan.
The Jedi code is like an itch. He cannot help it.
Well, at least there's more than sand. I'll take that. What were those guys called? They were in Fallen Order, right? What, that he left his wife and family for a younger woman that he cheated on his wife with? How is that me being an edgelord? What are you talking about? That's just what happened. What do you mean? Also, that trailer is kind of nice. Look it up yourself, man. I'm not just being an edgelord. What was his motorcycle series called? You didn't say cheated first time? Okay. Maybe I'm misremembering, but either way, he left his wife for another woman because she was younger and hotter. They met on a movie set. What the fuck was that motorcycle series called? He's dating the woman from Birds of Prey. Yeah, Mary Elizabeth Winstead. Ramona Flowers. So he left his family for her. I remember that. But he made... I don't remember the whole story now since it's been about a year. But he had this motorcycle series where he'd travel like some remote areas on motorcycle. And it was like really profound stuff. And then they brought it back recently. And I can't remember if his wife wasn't there or only there in limited capacity. So I read why she wasn't on Reddit. And it was because he left his whole family for her. Just to like be with her. Is that what it was called? Long Way Around? That might have been it. I'm pretty sure she also cheated. Yeah, I don't remember the whole story now. I just remember that and I was like, damn, that sucks. It was a really cool series. So I didn't watch the last one. Your source is Reddit? I mean, what do you mean? It's not like it's a secret. He left his wife and went right to her. It's not like it's just some kind of well-kept, only talked about in hush whispers thing. Oh my god, another motorhome? We toured the most futuristic There must be some crazy motorhome collectors out there, or enthusiasts out there. Alright, last motorhome though. I'm only doing 2.
What's up everybody? It's now, this model starts around 1 million euros, and the particular...
Oh, it's cheap compared to the last one.
Upgrades goes for 1,070,000 euros.
They're giving it away.
Around $1,250,000.
Where am I going to put my supercar? It at least looks more futuristic. Looks like a truck. Yeah.
We're gonna start our tour on the exterior, walk around the entire vehicle.
Then
we're gonna take you guys inside. First thing I want to mention, this motorhome is built on a Mercedes Actros chassis. You have a 12.8 liter engine V12.
I don't care about any of that.
530 horsepower. And
they can get 0 horsepower. I don't care, man. I just want to see if it can do some cool shit.
I love the contemporary lines. It's just the motorhome looks so modern and elegant, and we're used to seeing.
It actually looks really minimal.
More, let's say old school, but this is not.
It's like half the textures haven't loaded.
It's so elevated from the ground. Look at the passenger side. And below here, Mikey, we have your hydraulic pumps, and right next to that is your split air conditioning unit for the entire motorhome. Super cool.
Very cool
right
indeed.
In the center, we have this lit up staircase that leads you to the inside. Push of a button, you can actually close the staircase. The motorhome, we have 4 solar panels.
Oh my God!
320
it's
watts.
green.
So in total, you get 1,320 watts. And right here, Mikey, you have 200 amp each. In total, 800 amp. Now, Mikey,
most of the people that are able to afford this are old hacks. How are they going to climb that steep staircase?
Here, there's a nice cutout for your keypad. And I cannot show you guys.
Look how cool that is. It's so futuristic. And then it enters into self-destruct mode.
Like that's sleek.
It is super sleek, right? There you go. Now, Mikey, 2 more details here. Number 1.
It really sticks out far.
Exactly. And another cool detail. I know too much about this RV now. When the wind gets up to 39 kilometers an hour, it automatically closes up since it doesn't have any supporting legs.
Wow.
Super unique, right?
Yeah.
Now, speaking of unique, this is amazing.
It's so weak that it's built in with a coward system.
Where you can park your
we can't handle any faster winds than this. We're going back in.
It's also branded with the same colored theme like the rest of the motorhome. And it's amazing the fact that you can actually bring your own personal car wherever you travel.
That's always been like my biggest problem with RVs in general, because like usually you're out in like national parks or something, and it's like sometimes you want to drive on a dirt road, but you can't take these big cars.
Or go to grocery shopping.
Exactly, yeah.
And in this case, this motorhome comes with this smart car here as well, and they have a tow hook here. And
oh, I was gonna say, yeah, like how do you get out? Because once you park it in there, you'd be trapped. Be your tomb.
And close this hydraulic door.
Okay, so they have a tow hook.
Amazing, right?
They thought of everything.
Let's wrap around and continue. And if we follow this way, Mikey,
can it fly?
Extra storage compartments,
and
down below is your 408 kilowatt generator. Every time you need the generator, it turns on automatically, so you don't have to shift the button or turn the switch on. It's just automatically wired that way.
Pretty cool. It's an American import also.
That's right.
Oh yeah.
This is the second
America, baby.
It opens up to the storage unit that we showed earlier.
We made it.
Above that is your secondary slide out. Overall, I love the exterior design. The whole motorhome looks so contemporary.
All right, let's see the inside. Come on.
It has a young vibe to it.
Let's go, Ines.
You can see the latches. They're heavy duty. And I'll meet you guys inside.
Let's see you inside, Ines. Be careful. I'll take the ladder over there. Hopefully they don't fall and eat shit.
Straight into the living room area. Now the interior of this motorhome is stunning. In fact, Denbel uses an interior design firm that specializes.
The inside looks kind of fucking cool.
And their eye for beautiful finishes.
Yeah, this looks kind of cool.
Really shows, and even the ceilings are covered with this exquisite material. Mood lighting throughout.
Well, what material is it? Is it adamantium? Is it plastic? Like, what the fuck are we talking about, Ines?
That way you get a nice air distribution throughout the space. Now, I want to cover this section here. This is your living room seating area. You have a built-in seating here with mood lighting underneath. And this is your first slide out, Mikey. You even have some upper cabinets here.
Imagine crashing one of these.
It's just a cozy area for
imagine if you crash something this expensive, it just kind of bursts into like actual money. Like dollar bills fly out of it.
Area, we also adjust it, turn it this way, and have it as a dining table as well. On top of that,
oh wow,
you can lower it and raise it if you want.
A lot of interesting features in this thing.
Correct. Now, I also forgot to mention this. We have a skylight right in the center, bringing
Tier 1 Diva
space. They have built-in blackout shades also as well. Amazing space. Now let's continue our tour. We have these 2 chairs currently turned this direction to your seating area, and obviously when
damn, they've got like the rumble pack on them. Look at the hydraulic system on those bad boys.
I'm gonna lower it a tiny bit. There you go. Normally you would have these chairs leaning back, so you can actually lower this queen size bed all the way down here, and that's your additional sleeping area.
Nice.
Pretty cool. So at least 4 people can sleep.
You could crush someone with that if you wanted to.
And this section is... Now, Mikey, let's check out the cockpit.
Let's do it.
All right. As we go in here, it's super spacious, and I gotta say,
it is spacious.
The cockpit of this motorhome is truly stunning. You have so much space here, and visibility is great. I'm currently sitting in the driver's seat, and my dashboard here with 2 built-in screens. It looks like I'm driving a really nice Mercedes SUV. Visibility is great. I don't know. It's like I'm so impressed with this motorhome.
Yeah.
I wish there was one video where Ines just goes into it and he's like, "Oh my god, this thing sucks. It's a piece of shit.
We have the kitchen.
I hate this.
Super
this is made of Corian. It sucks. There's a vibranium sink. Trash.
And right here we have the Miele induction cooktop. Above that, you have your tucked-in kitchen vent, and here we have a nice LED channel lighting for the entire kitchen. Down below the induction cooktop, we have a Miele oven, and ready? Dishwasher drawer.
Woo!
I feel like that's not common to see.
You said that in the last one, Mikey. You said that literally one video ago.
Yeah. Made by Dembo. Now let's check out more cabinets. Down below the sink, we have additional cabinetry here.
Don't care.
Nicely compartmentalized, and they even utilize space.
Does it have an automated defense system?
We're back at the entry now. This is your main door, and right next to that, we have an additional door opening up the small closet space where you have your control for your AC, generator, and this screen right here controls the entire motorhome. You can use it for your slide outs, awning system, doors, exteriors. You can control anything from here. First door on my right hand side goes into your bathroom.
Yep, I see the shitter.
The rest of the motorhome, this bathroom here has some of those yacht finishes with the curved walls, LED lit mirror, chrome details here with your faucet, nice bowl sink. This toilet right here, Mikey, is also heated. It's motorized.
Bidet.
This is incredible. You have a LED.
Okay, I'm out. No bidet.
Makeup, or when you get ready, is your walk-in shower with a massive rain head.
No stars.
Even your shower head is actually
no stars on the ceiling. Are you kidding me?
It's not small in there either. Go inside.
Is this a joke?
Behind that, we have the grill for the radiator, nicely hidden.
This wasn't nearly as futuristic as I thought it would be.
You mentioned it was looked like a yacht, but it reminds me of Bentador, a Tankaway yacht we put on the channel a while back.
Exactly.
Thanks, Yusuf Jack.
Italian yachts, but if you haven't seen it, go check out that video.
Make sure to check it out.
Damn, it drives so smooth. It's like it's not even moving.
For a ride, and I gotta say, it drove so smoothly.
Clickbaited. Wasn't futuristic. Didn't even see any kind of holo programs or anything.